You shouldn't base your entire competitive experience just on these outlier matches. What you should be basing your competitive experience on are the matches where you are performing consistently as to how you are always performing. Whether some days you're performing really well or some days you're not performing as well. So that's how it goes. This article is titled, "You've Been Lied To. Numbers Show Marvel Rivals Ranked Play Is Not What It Seems." The numbers for Marvel Rivals competitive play show that climbing the ranks higher than the metal tiers is not as simple as some make it seem. The title launched into the world back in December 2024, and several fans began taking part in ranked matches the moment they went live. Some players make it seem as though climbing high into Diamond or Grandmaster is as easy as can be. Because to be honest, it is actually quite easy. Climbing in Overwatch is a lot more difficult. Climbing in Overwatch, Valorant, Counter-Strike, I would say those games are it's a lot more difficult to climb, because in Rivals, it actually, what's really important is understanding the ultimate economy, specifically with supports. I think support ultimates are actually very annoying, and more one-shots or stops to support ultimates, like how Magneto is a direct counter to the, what's her name, Cloak and Dagger ultimate. Magneto can also one-shot Invisible Woman, and Magneto can one-shot Luna Snow, granted that she's not moving, or he can aim the meatball properly. The fact that you can counter an ultimate with another ultimate is very good for the game. So it's not just Magneto, it's Magneto, Iron Man. Those things are actually really good, because if you think that having a support ultimate grants you immunity, then that's not very good game design, in my opinion. Just prolongs the game. Like, you just have to wait to finish, or if it's overtime and their team is pushing point and you need to make sure that they get off the point, their Luna Snow just got ultimate and you don't really have anything to counter it, or nothing really counters it, then you've pretty much just lost, because their team now has more damage and healing, so there's not really anything that you can do, and it just puts a lot more pressure in your supports. Albeit that's the whole point of the game, but the fact that support ultimates literally just carry the game, and I would say ultimates in general are what make or break games. Knowing when to use them, when to counter them, or even when to hold them. Understanding that is a very important part in your overall game sense, and that's just my take. Anyway, a recent Reddit post from Dude Man Like Dude states, "In reality, even if you exclude Bronze 3 in its entirety, only the top 20% of players made it to Diamond last season. If you're looking at Season 1, being Diamond rank right now means you're in the top 4.8% of players." The user then goes on to cite that the data shown does not include idle counts or players who have never played ranked. And those who claim reaching the highest ranks in Marvel Rivals is relatively easier are not average players. "You're not bad," Rivals fan discuss the reality of competitive gameplay. The post goes on to state that the claims about how easy it is to get into Diamond rank are completely fictional, as even above average players are getting trapped within the Silver and Gold rank. The original poster goes on to say those players have internalized the notion that not being able to get to Diamond rank means that you're unredeemable trash. What the heck? Even though that rank actually represents the top quintile at best. Players who indulge in all the content claiming that being stuck means that they're bad have learned to dislike the game, rather than talking about the competitive play for what it is, a gamble. That's interesting. Why would you say that it's a gamble? I mean, competitive is competitive, right? I mean, it doesn't matter whether you're in Diamond, you're in the top 4%. I mean, let's say you start as a fresh account and you are Bronze 3, you've reached level 10. That immediately puts you in 49% of your server, regardless of where you're playing. Because what they're doing is that they're taking all the players in that server, and then the players who are playing ranked, they then get assigned a rank and a percentage of where they currently are in that server. So let's say you have 10 million players on that specific server, and only 5 million are playing ranked. That means 50% of them, or let's say even assume 5,100%, just for the 5,100,000, right? Or 5,900,000 are the ones who are playing ranked, and then you have 4,100,000 that are not playing ranked. Just by being Bronze 3, by playing one competitive game, you're in the top 49% of your server. So, and there are some people who just don't play ranked. I mean, I remember when Overwatch came out, or when ranked even came out, I completely skipped Season 1, to be honest. I didn't play Season 1. I did not want to play competitive Overwatch. I had no intention of playing competitively. I had no intention of ever making that type of commitment. And that's fair, you know? And even if you are stuck, even if you are stuck in Gold, for example, if that's where you are and you feel that you deserve to be in a higher rank, sure, I understand that. We all feel that way. However, you are in the rank where you belong. Let's be realistic, because if you do deserve to be in a higher rank, you'll be playing at a level of those higher ranks. If you deserve to be in Eternity, then you'll be playing on the level of Eternity. If you deserve to be then you'll be Eternity ranked. If you deserve to be one above all, then you will be playing on that level. The fact is, most people in silver, gold, and plat don't play on that level, and they don't necessarily have the mechanical skill or even the game sense to even begin to compete on that specific level. Or let's not even assume the highest ranks. Let's assume a rank above the medal rank. So diamond. Diamond is where a lot of players aim to or strive to achieve, because you're finally out of ELO hell. So say you're in silver and you think that you are playing at diamond level, you can be a diamond level player stuck in silver because of XYZ factors, i.e. your team. However, if you are a diamond level player, then you're going to be carrying most of your games and you're going to be getting out of that rank very soon. If you are not on that level, then you're going to be staying in the rank because that's where you deserve to be. And there's also another thing that you need to understand is that the amount that you need to improve at has to be at a higher rate of improvement than the other players in that rank, because all of you are playing together and the people who are improving faster will get out of that rank much faster than the players who are not. So if you're in silver or gold or plat, then you're playing against other plat players who are improving over time, and you need to make sure that you improve faster than them. Because if everybody's improving, then the win-loss ratio is going to be exactly the same. But if you're improving faster than them and you're putting a bit of a gap, then you're going to be winning more than you're losing. And that's effectively how you get out of your rank. You just need to win more than you lose. On paper, it sounds easy, but practically it's tough. It does require time to be invested, and it really depends on what is your purpose, or like what are you trying to achieve by playing competitive? Do you just want to gloat to your friends? Are you trying to become an esports player, or are you trying to become a content creator? What is your goal? Like, what do you want to achieve by having a higher rank? Or is it just the sake, or is it just for the sake of self-satisfaction? Understanding that before you try to play competitive is very important. Like for me, for example, I'm a content creator, and therefore I play competitive because I want to reach a higher rank, because when I give my opinion on specific or on the state of the game, it'll come from a place of knowledge and reliability. Now, let's take the fact that currently I'm in Plat 1. If a Plat 1 player decides to discuss about the overall meta and the highest of the highest ranks, like Grandmaster and above, Grandmaster, Eternity, whatever above, my opinion here is invalid. Why? Because I don't even know what the game is like on that level. The highest that I've reached in Season 0 was in Diamond 2, I believe. So anything beyond Diamond 2, I don't necessarily know how the game is played on that level. So my advice is only going to be for my rank and below. So that's my goal. That's why I play rank. You need to identify why do you play rank. Anyway, some of the comments agree with the original post, while others believe that it is entirely possible to reach higher ranks with ease. Commenter Dogbold writes, I'm either put against a team that feels like I'm going against a pro esports team, or against people that have just started playing video games in general. Ranked is wildly unbalanced. With Season 1 just beginning a few short weeks ago, every ranked player dropped 7 ranks, meaning those who made it to the higher tiers in competitive were brought back down to silver, gold, and platinum ranks. This created a lot of chaos, especially for newer players. Not necessarily, because you also have to understand the fact that people who were in silver went back to bronze, people who were in gold went back to bronze, people in plat ended up in silver. So it's not that far-fetched. I mean, even if they were gold 1, then they were probably, silver 1, they went down to silver 1 or bronze 1. Sorry, silver 3 or bronze 1. And if they were in plat, then they went down to silver 1 or gold 3. So sure, the problem here is the plat players, they're the ones who are actually going to be, they're the ones who face a lot of chaos at the start. And it's the same thing with any competitive game. Even if you look at, what's the other game? Valorant, right? At the start of every season, it's ranked is always a shit show, because you have all of these players, their ranks have reset, and now you're playing against higher level players, and therefore it's very difficult for you to even compete against them. And that's why a lot of players, they usually just give a few weeks, like 1 or 2 weeks off. Whenever a season starts, I'm just going to be playing quick play. I don't want to hop into competitive because it's a mess. And so this isn't a new problem, and this isn't a problem that's specific to Marvel Rivals specifically. Anyway, our take: it's okay to be stuck in lower ranks in Marvel Rivals. I agree, it's okay to be stuck as long as you are content with where you are, and you are not aiming for anything about. So as long as it aligns with the goal that you've set. So maybe you are a casual player, you play, and gold is a pretty decent rank for you. Most of your friends are in bronze or in silver, so that means you can play with them. If you go even higher than that, if you go into plat or even diamond, then you won't be able to play with your friends anymore. So for you as a gold player, being in gold is fine for me, or as a plat player, being in plat is fine for me. Anyway, as someone who has entirely too many hours in Marvel Rivals, competitive matches are entirely a gamble. There are times where you'll get put up against the sweatiest of players and times you'll be on the winning side. That's also normal. This happens in Overwatch as well, in Val. Any competitive game, this happens. This really happens because there are outliers. It's not all the time. Because see how they say specifically, there are times. It's not all the time. Even when you look at scientific data, there's always, so even if you look at a graph, so let's just pull up Paint right here. So even if you take a scientific graph and you're plotting your graph, right? Let's just extend this a bit. You're plotting your graph. So these are your main plot points, like these are your highs and your lows. There's always going to be points that are here or here, and these points are what we call outliers. And these are the occasional matches that this article is referring to, where there are times you'll be put up against the sweatiest of players. And there are times you'll be on the winning side or you'll be on the side that's getting completely destroyed. But that is just an outlier. You shouldn't base your entire competitive experience just on these outlier matches. What you should be basing your competitive experience on are the matches where you are performing consistently as to how you are always performing. Whether some days you're performing really well or some days you're not performing as well. So that's how it goes. Anyway, to close off this article, being stuck does not make you a bad player, and enjoying the ups and downs of rank play is what the game is all about. It might be upsetting and discouraging, but everyone who climbs to the top at their own pace. Yeah, but everyone climbs to the top at their own pace. Learning to kick back and enjoy the matches and heroes and Marvel Rivals is what it's all about. And that can be said about anything in life. Whether you join a company and you're an executive or an associate and you're like, okay, in the next 5 years, I'm going to hit CEO. Realistically, that's not really the case. How would it feel, or how would you feel if you're a CEO, you've put in about 15 years at the company. You've brought in money for the company. You've helped market the company. You've managed the company's finances. You've done so much, and it took you 15 years. How would you feel if somebody just came and did it in 5 years? Realistically, that can happen, yes, but if that person is a genius beyond anything that you've ever seen, and that person will then be an outlier. Most likely, or most people are not on that level. When you first start a career path, there are going to be highs, there are going to be lows. The important thing is that when there are lows, you are learning from your mistakes and you're learning on how to become more efficient, whether that's in video games. If we take the Marvel Rivals example, you're learning to be more efficient in how you play. You're learning how to secure eliminations, reading the opponent, understanding which ultimates are on or off cooldown, or even when you're working in a company. You just need to learn, what did you do well? Continue doing it. What did you do wrong? That's what you need to focus on. This is a decent article, actually. It's all right, but some of the issues that I have is that where it states, yeah, so some of the comments here are like, so I'm either put up against a team that feels like I'm going to pro esports team, or against people that have just started playing video games in general, ranked as well. This is with any game. This is with like literally any game. At the start of the season, if you've played a lot of Marvel Rivals, then you've also played other games like Overwatch and Valorant and CS:GO or whatever. And you would also know that at the start of the season, competitive or ranked is generally just a shit show, and you should be avoiding it if you're looking for a fair and balanced experience. Those are the points that I don't agree with, because it's not specific to Marvel Rivals. This is genre specific, or this problem is genre wide, and I don't expect Netties or Rivals to find the solution to this problem.